this module, we will see who is a NetSuite user and what is a role definition in NetSuite. Once a user and role have been defined, then we will see how to assign a role to a NetSuite user. We will also go through how to create a custom role if the standard role does not meet the business requirements. We will try to understand what is a navigation center in NetSuite and how it is associated with a role. Then we will go through the standard navigation centers available in NetSuite and the default roles associated with them. If required, we will also look at how the business can customize a standard center or create a new center to meet their business requirements. And finally, we will look at how the user role permissions are defined at entity, transaction, record, lists, and more. Who is a user in a NetSuite account? The user in NetSuite is any individual who has access to NetSuite account. This will be a general user with a named access and can have only one user signed at any point in time. Generally, the users are employees of the organization, but partners, vendors, and customers can also be users in NetSuite account. Each user is a record created in NetSuite with an email ID and address details. The email ID serves as the user ID in a NetSuite account. Likewise, if the customer or vendor or partner are going to be users in the NetSuite account, they need to be set up in the system. Once the user ID is created, the administrator will send the password details to the email ID created, which then need to be changed by the user. You can have different type of users in NetSuite, namely employee users, customer users, vendor users, and partner users. Let us see what is a role in NetSuite. A role is a collection of users. A role is a defined access configuration that can be assigned to the NetSuite users by the administrator. Each role includes a set of associated permissions that determines the data the users can see and perform the task. Each role is tied to a set of navigation center, which is nothing but a set of tabbed pages that display as the NetSuite user interface. NetSuite comes populated with predefined standard roles for different business functions. Once you log into NetSuite, if you have permissions, you can manage roles under Setup. Select User/Roles under Setup, and then select Manage Roles. When you click on Manage Roles, the standard form opens as shown in the slide. NetSuite comes with many standard roles. Some of the standard roles include Finance Controller, AP Clerk, AR Clerk, Finance Manager, Inventory Manager, Shipping Clerk, and more. Each predefined role comes with the default navigation center. The number of predefined roles depends on the modules that have been subscribed by the customer. You can also create a custom role using the standard role as a template. The new role can be created from scratch, or you can copy an existing role and modify it. The NetSuite administrator has got full access to all the functions in the NetSuite account. It is recommended that any new role, its associated navigation center, permissions, are controlled by the account administrator. It is also recommended that you can assign one more person in the company as a backup for administrator role for operations continuity. Let us now look at how a user is assigned to a role in NetSuite. In this case, we are going to assign a new employee as a user. Each user is assigned a role in NetSuite. A user can be assigned to multiple roles. Log in as administrator in the NetSuite account. In the navigation center, move the cursor over to the list menu. Select employee from the drop-down menu and click on New to define the new employee details. In the template field, select the standard employee phone as provided by NetSuite. In case the employee phone has been customized to suit the business requirements, select the appropriate custom phone for display. Once the basic information related to the employee like name, address, job title, email ID, supervisor, and classification details are defined, click on the Access tab as shown in the slide. When you click on the Access tab, you can see a sub-tab related to the roles and global permissions. Click on Roles and in the Role field, from the list of values, select the appropriate role or roles for this employee. Click on the Save button to save the employee role assignment details. Let us see what is a navigation center and how a standard role in NetSuite gets associated to it. A navigation center in NetSuite is a role-specific set of tabbed pages. The tabs in the navigation center provide the pages and links for the user to perform his job. As we have seen before, each NetSuite user is tied to a role. NetSuite comes with standard roles and tier-associated navigation center. Each role comes preceded with permission to edit, modify, delete, or view a record or a phone, or a report or a query. As an example, this slide shows the default navigation centers for roles like administrator, accounting analyst, purchasing manager, and sales manager. The navigation center for administrator role is called the Classic Center. NetSuite allows you to customize your navigation center based on your business requirements. You can add or remove new tabs and their associated page links. Likewise, you can also add or remove portlets from the associated dashboard. The new tabs can include standard functionality in NetSuite, or you can also include the extended or the customized application pages.